Hey guys, Paul Shirey, JoBlo.com. Just got out of the Paramount presentation here at CinemaCon in Las Vegas. Saw a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and I'm going to go into it right now, just kind of give you my reaction. So first up, I saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows trailer. For me personally, I think it looks pretty cool. I know that a lot of people didn't really care for the first one. Obviously, it's got all the characters. It's got Rocksteady, it's got Bebop, it's got Krang, it's got everybody, it's got Casey Jones, which is pretty cool. And I think ultimately that's what we really want to see. So I think that's going to make up for a lot of shortcomings of the first film. So next up we saw Ben-Hur. Now you guys have already seen the trailer for Ben-Hur, same one that we saw here, just a little bit extended. Some people just will not give it a chance no matter what, just because of the Charlton Heston original, and they just can't get past that. I get it. I'm open to seeing a new interpretation, and honestly, this one looks pretty cool. The other film we saw was the first trailer for Rings. Personally, I really liked the first one. I didn't get so much into the second one. Ultimately, what we saw was taking the same formula of a teenager that saw the tape. Only the twist here in this trailer is that he is on a plane. So he's in a plane, and he's talking to another girl, and he tells her, of course, after he's talking to her that, oh, and by the way, today is the 7th day. So then what we see is kind of an extended sequence on the plane, which is, I mean, it's fairly clever. It's a good idea. You'll never look at the screens on a plane the same again. If you're a fan of the Rings, then maybe it's for you. If not, I don't know that this one's actually going to sell you more or less. It's hard to say. So the next film I saw, the first trailer for, was Robert Zemeckis' Allies with Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard. It looks very much like kind of an old school like spy World War II thriller. The next film, and probably the most impressive that we saw tonight for the Paramount presentation, was Story of Your Life, which is the new film from Denis Villeneuve. Say that dude's name to save my life. Villeneuve. That's what I'm going to go with, Denis Villeneuve. That's wrong. The next film we saw from the presentation, which I thought was really, really cool, was Denis Villeneuve's Story of Your Life, which is with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner and Forest Whitaker. It's basically an alien invasion flick told from Denis' obviously awesome style. It's definitely a more grounded kind of approach to the alien invasion type story. You get a very small glimpse of the aliens. They look kind of like tentacled creatures. We don't get a very tight look, but they have tentacles. What I was reminded of with this one was that it looks very, very much like a kind of like an M. Night Shyamalan film, was like the general vibe I had, but like really good. I would say out of all the films that we saw with the Paramount presentation, I think this is the most promising and the most interesting. The next film that we saw the first look at was for Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. Ultimately, you have Tom Cruise running around, kicking ass, shooting guns, doing the same stuff that you saw in the first film, but with Kobe Smulders at his side, and it just looks really cool. If you're a fan of the first Jack Reacher film, you really enjoyed it, and you get into whatever Tom Cruise does. I mean, let's be honest, most of the time the guy is like putting everything into his films. This looks no different. Cruise also said in his message in the beginning, he said that him and Christopher McQuarrie are getting ready to start shooting Mission Impossible, the next one, this fall. We also got a look at Florence Foster Jenkins. It looks more like a comedy than anything else. It's from director Stephen Frears. And it's really just looks kind of like one of those quirky period comedy movies that Meryl Streep will no doubt get an Oscar nomination. So the last thing we saw right before they closed out was the first look at Baywatch. Based on what we saw, this is pretty much 21 Jump Baywatch. You've got scantily clad men and women. It's really appealing to all levels here. You've got action, looks like saving people from crashed boats and shit like that. So that's always exciting, right? And so that's it for the Paramount presentation. Obviously some really cool stuff. I think really the biggest takeaways from this would be Robert Zemeckis' Allies, Denis Villeneuve's Story of Your Life, and Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, as well as Baywatch, which I think is, it's got that mass appeal comedy. I think everybody's going to enjoy it. We've still got more stuff to cover. We've got a whole week left here at CinemaCon here in Las Vegas, so look for more of our reports. We'll have written articles and more of these videos, like it or not. And that's it. I'm just going to keep going.
I'm so hungry. Hurry up.
What? You're fired. This is day 1 in the books. See you guys tomorrow.